Yo, what's up, guys? Hey, today I wanted to talk about your time, so I'm hoping not to make it a waste. Time is very critical. The way that we use it, the amount that we have is very limited. So first thing I want to go ahead and address is that I don't care who you are, everybody has 24 hours within their day. That's just what we're allotted. It depends on how you use that time, really impacts your success levels of whatever goal it is that you're trying to get to. It also can impact your non-success levels. If you're wasting time with dumb things, you aren't using the time that you've been given in an effective way. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about today. When it comes to recovery, I found that I was left with a lot more time on my hands than I had previously experienced. If you guys don't know, when you get super high off heroin, you nod off. And I'd nod off for an hour, maybe hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Well, I just waste that time because I was sitting there nodded off, completely conked out. When I started recovery, I wouldn't have those wasted hours. And again, guys, my use got so extensive that I was using multiple times a day. So you can only imagine the total amount of time that I wasted. That's just a broader aspect of it. But when I started recovery and I wasn't using it anymore, I found that I had more time on my hands than I really knew what to do with. So if you're in that position, I want to give you a couple tips and tricks. I don't know what is your timekeeper, what is your favorite thing to do with your extra time, but I hope that one, it's a positive influence on your life. I hope two, that it's not impacting anybody else in a negative way. And I hope three, that it builds towards whatever goal or success you have in your mind. One thing that I learned recently, and I shouldn't say that I learned it, but it was positioned in a way that I really understood it and it stuck in my head, was you can spend money and you can earn money. But when you spend time, you can't ever earn time back. Contrary to what a lot of people believe, you don't know how much time you have left. It is what it is. I'm sure that you have some friends and family members that you could say, hey, I didn't know that they're going to be gone so soon. That term I've heard plenty of times. But that can apply to you too. Nobody knows when our time expires here on this planet. I call it a field trip. That's what I call life. It's a field trip. Because I know I'm headed somewhere else when this life is over. But I don't know how long this field trip is going to last. So in my recovery, I started to really focus and be efficient with my time. And it's still something that I'm developing even to this day. Is using my time wisely. Making sure that each moment that I'm awake, that I'm vertical, that I'm alive, I'm using towards betterment of myself, betterment of the people around me, or betterment to whatever situation I'm having to deal with. Being intentional about how you use your time is very important. I won't lie to you guys, I struggle with procrastination. That's one of my biggest faults that I know I need to work on. So that's why attacking this use of my time has been very intentional during my recovery. I could sit on the couch, scroll through Reddit, I could sit on the couch, play a video game on my phone real fast, and all of a sudden an hour goes by. But when I sit down at my table and I have to go ahead and write out a paper, time doesn't seem to fly like that. I say all this, guys, because I want you to recognize how you're using your time, and I want you to start being intentional about making good use of your time. What really hits me deep down inside is how much time I've wasted. I can't ever get that time back from the thousands of hours that I spent nodded off, from the thousands of hours that I spent drunk, from the thousands of hours I wasted just getting high. I can't get any of that back, but what I can do is I can start using the time that I have now and making very good use of it. So, find a way that you can be a positive influence on someone else's life. Serving other people, it really helps out in your recovery, and it's also a very good way to go ahead and spend some time. I know that a lot of individuals that are in early stages of recovery, we call it what it is, don't have a job, don't have a allotted amount of time that you're dedicating to something. But I do want to let you know there's some places that you can volunteer. You know, the storehouse is a very good one. It's a great way to go ahead and use your time. It's basically just like a grocery store. I bet you could look up some interests that you have, whether it's animals, babies, whatever it is. I've heard of people going to the NICU and just spending time with babies because they need to go ahead and use their time in a positive way. I don't suggest doing any of that underneath the influence of any type of substance. Again, this is all ways to go ahead and utilize your time during recovery in positive ways. I know for me, my blinders were on a lot of the times, and I didn't think I had some of the opportunities that I really did have. So I want to bring those to light, guys. Volunteering your time is a great way to apply it, enhance your life, and help others while you're in early stages of recovery. If you have a job, great, kudos to you, because having that job doesn't just provide a source of income, but it provides an outlet, and it sets apart 8, 10, whatever your hours are that you work that day, where you have to be active and you have to be thinking about something other than using. The way that we use our time, guys, we always reap the benefits or we reap the sorrows of it. If you're using your time right now to go ahead and get high, I guarantee you tomorrow you're going to be a couple steps behind. But if you use your time right now and you invest it in something positive, I bet you tomorrow or even 2 weeks from now, you go ahead and see some positive results out of it. Creating these positive uses of time, guys, is very important at early stages of recovery and in long-term recovery. How we use our time is very important. So going back to when I would nod off for 2-3 hours, yeah, can't get that time back. But what I will tell you right now is that on my new schedule, my new routine, I'm up early in the morning and I have my time allotted in certain areas where I feel like I really got a lot done. It may not be, it may be, but at least I filled in my schedule and I've accomplished everything that I needed to do that day. And here's the other cool part about it. I actually get to rest. I know for a lot of people, restlessness is part of the withdrawals and part of the recovery. You don't usually get sleep. At least that was the case for me. But when I fill in my days and I fill them in as packed as I can be without, overwhelming myself, I at least get to rest at night. And I didn't find that rest until I found out I had no halo.